Hey guys, this is me and George. We're going to review a kadoban game we played something like a week ago. I don't remember when it was. So at the moment, I don't have much memory of it, but we are about to take a look. I remember I won. I remember that part. Okay. And I remember being worried, and I remember once or twice in the game where it's like, a hope. He missed something and it let me move forward. That is so big in a game when someone makes a mistake and there's something to do. Okay, all very standard stuff. Little something here. Approaching this corner, there's something extremely common sense about it, right? White gets a little wall and then extend, the idea being, hey, we're building something, very pleasant here. After you do this for a while, and you're assuming you're playing against good players, you realize this is not, it doesn't mean you're ahead. It doesn't mean this is even your territory. And that's just a little hard. I remember having trouble with that. Like, if I had this position, then I'm ahead. No, not in the slightest. Okay, so I went this way. I had a particular idea, which was this, in a sense, puts a burden on Black. How is he going to deal with my A wall? Is he going to try to attack it? Is he going to try to negate it when it doesn't need negating? There's lots of things. It's a hard idea. So I thought I'm going to give him a little difficulty. That means almost nothing, but there you go. I usually play this way, but I didn't want to face this. Anything dealing with this idea, that bothered me. So I went here, which I don't usually do. George, I know I'm rambling, but if you have anything, just step right in.
Great, so far.
I think this is a perfect Black move. It does negate my wall, and it gently builds the left where he has a nice position anyway. And you can tell when he plays it, like he's not trying to overstate anything at all. Patient, calm, one step at a time. That's scary when a player does that.
Could you talk a little bit about the white wall and the push and the cuts with the ladder? Because I played that sequence against Ryan the other day, and I was, in the back of my mind, I was constantly worried about what happens if he pushes and cuts. Does the ladder work for me? How will that affect the rest of the game and everything? So, how do you approach that?
Well, let's start with the most basic. And let's say the ladder, I'll just put a stone there, claiming the ladder works for Black. It's a net. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, well, what if you place here instead? Well, this is a self-surrounding move. That is to say, you chose to not get out. That's a negative. So we're now in a fight. But White's got this, which is a plus. In this position, it's not horrible for Black. So I can either say I'm going to live on both sides, or I can say I'm very happy to just give them up. So there's a lot of flexibility here. I don't need the 2 stones, but I have great, wonderful chances to save them if I want.
Sure.
That's about all I got. Is that enough?
That's good. Thank you.
So this is me going after his 3 stones. We know that this is pleasant for black. He's extending from a wall. That's not really true because it's not that much of a wall and it's a way overextension. But he still likes that area on top. And I do pretty much owe a move on the upper left. This is a positive direction for black, not game winning or anything, but positive. And I'm like, well, he doesn't have a base. And now I wouldn't know. Should I make a base? Should I come out? Should I say, I don't care? I would say, I don't care. Play another white move. I don't care. Which I think is what he did. Yeah. I love this move. Yeah. The entirety of the black position in the bottom left. It's huge. If we ask, black started with 2 stones. Can we see his 2-stone advantage? You're darn right we can. That is a beautiful structure that can easily get carried away. And looks like I owe a move on my white wall. No, I love this move.
And it has a nice follow-up for black at M3, and it doesn't give white a nice follow-up M3, but small.
Yeah.
But I'm very undecided about how I should be thinking about my 3 stones that I left. I mean, do they still have their 3 options? Is me right to the side?
That's an important one to know, and I'm going to just show a little something. White will often leave these 2 stones. And this sort of move is interesting because it's not an attack. People think of it as an attack, and that idea will kind of lead you astray. So, white's extension, 3rd or 4th line, is our commonplace, normal way to get healthy. It's an option for our health. Okay. And now we can still extend there. There's nothing stopping us. That's a totally valid move with the next move. It's a wonderful. So it's not literally an attack.
To me, that last white move, it feels to me a bit like an inside move, because we're kind of letting black.
Yeah. So let's define that a little bit. This is not an inside move, even though it is literally inside. The inside move would be here.
Yeah.
It's like, wasn't that an inside move? Well, this one's like, no, that's, yeah. So literally, yes, you're on the inside. I don't know how to phrase it. Partly because George and I are both not quite up to snuff this morning.
Yeah, but I guess after white has extended and black plays the move, the drop down move, that still has benefit for white, right? But in the other example, white's up against.
And we're literally alive, right? We want to be, yeah. Okay. Boom, boom. Very nice. Okay, so did I attack black? No, he can still play right here, no problem at all. So I did not attack black. I'm preparing to attack black. And now I prepare again.
So therefore, could we say that if black did play, say, a move on the top, then black is playing a defensive move when there's no reason for him to defend?
Right. You have three options for health. Whatever white does, you can casually defend yourself in more than one way. Yes.
Therefore, defending would be slow, I guess, unless it has a secondary purpose.
Yes, unless it has a secondary purpose. Something about it, something about the position that makes this extra value. Who knows? Yeah.
Sure.
And there might be a straggler out there who's not familiar with this idea that a tool that we can lean on, it's just a tool. It's not any sort of proverb or principle. They're just it's a crutch. If you want to know where to play, read the whole board out every move. Otherwise, we do things like, oh, don't run from behind, all these little. So the tool is to be healthy, you want three options for health. Options include running, life in one move, or attacking him. And he's weak, therefore it's hard for him to attack me. Okay. And you continue. Okay, this is a big idea. Black's A group, I guess, still has three. Let's count them. Or rather, let's notice that you used to be able to run straight out and you still can. So I still have not attacked you. That would be an attack. You can no longer run straight out. Okay. So this move, very nice. Let's look at this for a minute. There's something about N3 now that feels to me significantly better, significantly more prepared, that it's a territorial kind of move. And here, less so. Which brings the question, should we just play in a big area? And this does look very exciting.
True.
I mean, maybe even one more. I don't know. It's about right.
So maybe my move was a slightly like a kind of a vague attack when there's a bigger opening move available.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about something that's over our out of our pay grade, above our pay grade. But there is something about this move by itself looks terrifying to white, and then the follow-up, I'm really, really worried. And this by itself, I feel, is rather easy to counter. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess maybe my mistaken thinking is that when I played L4, I was attacking, and therefore you didn't respond, and so I'm following up on my attack and hurting you even more. But actually, that didn't remove an option for health, right? Because N3 is a valid option for your health, I believe. So maybe that's where I was coming from. Does that make sense?
Part of it I didn't understand. It's pretty hard to think of this as a mistake. If it is, it's something subtle. The first thing you said, which is the one that sounds most possible to me, is we're still in the opening and you're playing. And if this is a vague attack, then it's a little too early.
Sure.
So are we still in the opening? Yeah, I would say so. This, one more black. So as it is on the left, white can play there casually. It's not a black area yet.
Yeah.
So that's an opening move.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, this is an attack. We don't care if it's vague or not. Opening's done. Yeah. So there's certain things about this that really suggest this should come first.
Yeah.
Come up. come up again. I don't know about the Hane here. Do you have any insight whether black should or should not Hane and why?
Instead of that last move.
Yeah. Is this somehow in error?
I mean, it certainly leaves RG in the corner, which perhaps that means white can come back and play R3.
In
So
Sente
that,
rather than in Gote.
yeah, so it kind of gives white a better foothold in the corner.
So there's,
But
it seems to me there's no actual cut at the moment.
yeah, but there's RG there. Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
what I think. But my feeling is that white is very strong on the top. So unless we're severely attacking white by kind of cutting him off, then I don't see the value. I think it's best
Then
to.
there's no need to leave the weakness. Yes, that to me, that's key. And it kind of surprised me that you didn't Hane. I think you played the right move personally, but again, we're talking about things that are a little hard to know. You know, we are amateurs after all.
I don't think I can consider it actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you could grow on the right, Hane, grow, take the right, but no, white's totally got that. And so, and white likes this move because it's Sente. But now what am I going to do? I got no Sente here. So it's hard to follow up. So I think you played the right move, but it was interesting.
Another thing that comes to mind is that if I play the Hane, it feels like I'm trying to take a liberty off the white wall, which doesn't make any sense. You know,
Which makes no sense at all. Yeah. So I think if I just come in, you're just going to start attacking, and I've got nothing. I'll never get the opportunity to attack you on top. So I'm attacking you. Come out.
Do you think is there a chance for black to somehow sacrifice this entire group?
I've gone over this idea many times with Mr. Yang. And I would have no hope in defining when it's time to sacrifice a group. Yes, there are times. No, this is not the time. It's, to me, abundantly clear. How do I know that? I wouldn't be able to define it at all. But let's look at this move. I believe this is the necessary move. So let's start with how can white bother you? So let's start with the cut. So that doesn't work because of that. So it's the ko. Isn't there a ko here? No. I feel like there's a pattern here where there's a ko that just makes black very, very happy. But I'm not remembering it. So that's too bad because this comes up a lot. And I remember being stuck on it before. I've seen it so many times, and I've always had a hard time getting back to it. So I hate just leaving it, but there you go.
What I disliked about the situation is that I have this kind of moyo that wants to build in the bottom, and you're attacking me, which is completely erasing any potential I have there.
Right. We also notice that you're potentially sacrificing these two stones, which have no value to you or very little value. So I like that idea. Well, for instance, you could play here. there's a lot of ways to play differently, but you said I'm playing to the outside. This is those two stones, and someone might not know it. They run in this direction. It's a little sideways wall that runs well. I was really happy to get the peep in. It a lot of things it does here. Yeah, I'll clearly can't fight back here. I thought so far I'm real happy with the chase. Totally coming into the area, so it's going well.
I mean, at this point, I was not feeling good. I really felt like you were doing much better in this game. I didn't quite see where I went wrong though. Assuming that you agree.
I do think it's back. I really wish I remembered A more properly, because that's the normal move. The Hani is just like the way to do it, but I can't.
Okay.
Tell you what, I should go find out and do a video about it, because it's a Joseki that comes up all the time, and there's a ko and there's a this and there's a that, and I'll probably do that because it's something I should just know. Cute little move. Cause white some problems, get some potential. There's potential eye shape. It's a move that bothers white for sure. And at this point, what happens here? Atari. If you say Atari, I have to capture, and so it just dies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I could play this way, and you only have one eye. Now I say it's only one eye. I guess this doesn't work. So yeah, just the one eye. Okay.
But then there's the P17 as well, right? Yeah, if you go back.
Go ahead and show me you have control.
No, is it here? I mean, I have so if you take here, then I have that twice.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a pretty strong little formation.
Yeah.
So I head away. Now, I believe this is the second time in my life that I played this move. And I had a friend, he and I did the math. It was probably 5 years ago or more, how many games of Go I've played in my life. And the number was right around 100,000. Now, that made me sad because I was sure it was at least 150,000. But he says, no, 100,000, a big number. So to say I've only done it twice is kind of saying a lot.
What's an honor?
So, and both times I played it against you, I think. Now, the idea is it's a ko. Why would I try to live in ko in his area? Because I will win the ko, and it completely destroys all of black's area, and we'll see if we get there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so if it's the case, and I believe it is, the correct move now is please live. I cannot play ko with you.
Yeah. I think I was thinking that I would play the ko, take the ko, and basically get you to play one ko threat, and then I come back. But actually, that harmed me, right? Because then you took that stone.
Exactly, because at this point, there is no ko. If it was, sure, you take it once, it doesn't hurt. Okay, so let's just look at For the viewers, you already know this. I make whatever co-thread it's going to be. You respond. You make your co-thread. And this is if I win co. That's the whole premise here. So if I win co, you make good your threat. Not only did I take the entire corner, which is big into itself, but your outside wall is completely and utterly gone. So it's a huge local victory for white. So, yeah. So that's my intent is I will win the co. I am making that statement. White, black, white, black. And now take it once. And here it's co again, right? So I could walk away again. But life is pretty big. So what I'm seeing black is saying, oh, go ahead, take away all the points. I don't want them because it's helping you build this center that you just said you wanted. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I don't think I was really that was going through my mind, but yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Could you do me a favor? Oh, I'm walking the dog.
Okay. Go ahead again.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. So you're not attacking white. You're saying, no, I'll just take the center. And that makes a lot of sense.
To me, it seems a little bit far-fetched somehow because you're all connected there, so it's not really, doing anything against that group, and there's holes everywhere. So I think I might as well play a more practical move.
Yeah, because anything I want to do, I can just go do. Yeah, I agree. And something like this is darn big. That's a big area. So yeah. I come in. And I'm thinking, of course, very much about attacking the one stones, the properly here, the A stones. And I don't mind being cut here, assuming you can cut me, because it's not just the two stones, it's a rather large area. Come out, you play. I save my cut and threaten your underneath. That's a pretty nice move. Really a far-reaching eye space. And if I try to do this, whatever I do next, whatever it is, Atari, and you're out and I'm destroyed. So yeah, I've got to play on this side. So I've got some value in the corner. That's not saying a lot. And you felt you were alive enough to play away, which certainly seems rational. If you only have one eye, there's lots of room to run. On the other hand, my A wall's pretty thick. And as you run, you're running into white. On the other hand, my B structure is pretty weak. So I think I agree that playing away is appropriate. This is always it's difficult to know. I come out. And you didn't add a stone. So now, if you only have one eye, it's trouble. I start the attack. Yeah. If I save my stone, one move, you're alive. So nearly. Let's just look at it. Literal life? Yeah.
But the
Okay.
other way doesn't. The other way, if white plays N1.
Literal life? Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So I play away. The questionable move was back at A. It is still very useful. The white stone is behind enemy lines. So not really seeing any black stones out of place. That's great that you, to heck with white, I'm going to go apply pressure somewhere else. Q players have they just never think of this. It's like white, okay, black, B, C, whatever. Of course I'll respond. No, not necessarily. And this shows you've gotten a lot stronger. It's like, oh, I'll just go do whatever I want. I think that's really important. Makes sense. I do my getting out. Very happy to get out. And now there's questions in the game. So do you have what's the count? I don't remember.
I don't know, but my feeling is you're quite a bit ahead. I think here I was already contemplating resigning.
2, 4, 6, we'll call it 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah. 20 to 25 for you. That's not much. And I have more. Okay. I didn't quite. I remembered still being troubled.
I think my only chance is either to somehow kill one of your two groups, A or B, yeah.
Yeah. So not
But it
only do I
seems
have
very,
groups that are clearly not alive, but also my C group, right? Let's just look at that briefly. Let's just say peep and start surrounding. When you look at that white wall, it's not great. I mean, at the moment, everything's fine, but it's not like I have even one eye yet. So when we see the A-B weaknesses, to me, C totally pops up as that may be the one that ends up dying when A and B live. You know what I mean?
true. I didn't think of that. And also there's the N11 cut as well, which is also interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cut at D, the cut
Yeah.
at E. So white does have a lot of weaknesses, and I was concerned. This is, I can now cut at A. That's my meaning. And it's good shape and hurts you. And I remember having some trouble about that. Let's just look. There's this cut, but you can't cut. So this is a real cut? Are we in agreement?
Yeah, for white, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I play here so that the cut works. And I remember having a hard time reading out your my weakness at J4 there. So I was really happy to get out. and then I cut. Now, if you give up your A stones and kill my B stones, that's trouble, right?
Yeah.
So what do? I have to get out, and now I can't get out. So the whole thing about white has two weak groups, A and B, I have no right to play here. I must get out. I didn't realize I had done that. Connect. What am I, stupid? I've got to connect my groups. Wow, I had no idea I'd done that. Wow. So I had a mentality of, I'm behind, I have to do something, let me risk something. And now one of my groups is just surrounded. So, man. So I got to do this. You save the cut. And now that's just a dead group, or so we both thought. Get a little Aji going. Get the cut.
Why
And
that cut? Because doesn't that just allow me to get a move in,
that's funny.
against your,
Oh, that's
against...
hilarious. I did not realize that your A group was surrounded.
Oh.
I'm cutting you in order to surround you. You're already surrounded. I did not see that. Isn't that funny?
That's funny.
Wow. So instead, I can play, for instance, something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did not even see it. Wow. This happens to me surprisingly often, where I'll just completely miss a group. I get focused on what I'm doing and forget about something. I mean, it happens a lot. And this is wow. Okay, we can't post this. It's too embarrassing. Okay. So I said, all right. And you get the big move. Wow, that's a big deal. How did I possibly win this game? Capture in Sente.
And also, I guess that last move, but that's also not really doing anything, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah. It's hurting you.
Well, I am picking up 6 points in Gote, in Sente. Yeah, so I take. Wow, we're both playing really bad here. This is silly. I wasted moves and died when I didn't need to, and now you're ignoring giving me a chance. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this move, I shouldn't. Yeah. What was I doing?
I mean, we could count again, but I assume with this capture, you're just ahead. So if you just save, I mean, maybe if we count, it's close. I don't know.
Yeah.
But playing away is what allowed me a win here. You're getting out. There's a cute little sequence here where I can't cut you. So that was cute. And for any viewers that don't quite get it, if I cut, I get captured. So I play this way, and it's ko. So anything about it that's not ko? Oh, I see. I read out this thing. That's right. And then life. And that's where you, once I get back to life, then I'm ahead again. Yeah.
I
so we
didn't
both
notice.
made some serious
didn't
error.
notice that first line move that you played.
It's a cute little, it doesn't look like a move that would live, but if you take that, if you take the ko here, it doesn't threaten that eye. So I can go ahead and, live on this side. Yeah. Okay. Well, some interesting things for sure. But towards the end, we both played poorly. Yeah. Okay, George. I
Cool.
was very glad to have won again. Okay, viewers. Catch you all later. Bye.
See ya. Bye-bye.